So let's take a look at Android applications and what makes them different. Basically, they're not like normal applications. They're really a loosely coupled set of services. An application in Android really is nothing more than a set of different services that are bundled together and distributed together. Applications can basically consist of one or more of activities, which are screens, services, which are like Windows services running in the background, broadcast receivers, which are basically just components that are waiting for some event to happen in the system and then respond, and content providers, which are APIs that allow you to query some set of data. Usually, this could be backed by SQL Server or some other mechanism, but essentially, an application is going to consist of a bunch of these different things packaged together. Mostly it's going to be activities for most Android applications, but it doesn't have to be. Some applications only run in the background, for example. Another really important concept here with Android applications is that they can use code from other applications. They don't have to do anything or even really know about these applications to use them. They basically can fire off what's called an intent, and another application can respond and say, hey, I know how to handle that. I can dial the phone for you, or I can grab an image for you, and then that other application will take control, be launched, do its thing, and return its result to the original caller. So really, applications can be composed of different activities and different services that handle different intents, even from different developers. Let's look at a small example of an application and how it's decomposed into a set of activities or screens. If we look at the Gmail application, one of the activities or screens you can think of is the screen that shows all of the folders that you have in your email application. You have inbox, start, chats. If we click the inbox, then we would be taken to another activity that shows everything that's in our inbox. We're seeing a summary view of our messages. So you can think of that almost as a separate application, its own activity. And if we click a message inside the inbox, then we're taken to another activity, which is just has a simple functionality of displaying an email message. And if we were to reply to that message or compose a new message, it would be another activity that is able to compose an email message and send it. So you can see there's these 4 activities here that basically compose up the Gmail application. But you can see how even an application that just is composed of screens can be divided up into activities that basically are screens that are bundled together to make that application. Each one of these things could actually be called independently and make sense to some degree on its own. So it's a really important concept to understand when you're thinking about your Android application. You want to think in terms of, like this example with Gmail, how will you split your application out into different screens or different really independent pieces that make up your application?